Hi, this is Kerry Artak with Wicked Stocks, bringing you your daily NVIDIA report for Wednesday, May 14th, 2025. Let's take a look at the chart. Start with the big picture, work our way into the day. This was, it'll be 3 weeks ago this Friday that we settled above these convergent channel structures that are now divergent between 108.25 descending 4-month channel top and the 112.74 former 9-month channel bottom. It was actually in the 111 handle. I forget the exact numbers when we clearly settled above that area 3 weeks. Was it 2 weeks ago? Yeah, it'll be 3 weeks ago last Friday, if I'm doing my math correct. Maybe it's 2 weeks ago. Anyway, you look at it, that signal anticipated, as you're well aware, 153.13 as a 3 to 5 month objective. The way things are playing out right now, my goodness, we could see it in 3 to 5 weeks. In fact, what is the 3 to 5 week scenario? It is a settlement in the coming days above 137.55. And the way things are playing out now, we could see 137.55 over the next day or two. Now, I have this as a 4-star weekly resistance area. And that means we could top out here for a week, possibly several weeks, and fall back. And that is a real possibility. And that gives us still plenty of time for that 3 to 5 months to play out. If we were to top out in the mid upper 130s right about here and fall away for a few weeks, that would actually be more symmetrical with the way things played out all the way down from that January high. So yeah, that still holds the possibility of 153.13, our overall objective, following the buy signal several weeks ago above the 108.25 to 112.74 area. So for the day itself, we did clearly push through and settle above the 5/8 Fibonacci on Tuesday. I still see it as a day support level now. So you can buy 127.72, 3 to 5 day swing traders, anticipating that 137.55 rising channel top. That's a 5-6 week channel top now that can contain buying through next week and quite possibly through the rest of May. And from there, we can fall back to what I would see now would be kind of the low 120s. Now, honestly, if we test 137.55 and it holds and we fall away, this trend line coming up will become a new channel bottom, and it will become sort of the objective. The truth is, this descending speed line at 121.45 will be converging with all that over the next week and a half anyway. So, this is all very nuanced. I call it the dynamic approach to trend identification because it keeps you on your toes and you can see these new formations emerge as new highs and lows are placed. So 137.55 bottom line, 3 to 5 day target above 127.72, where if you've been long 3 to 5 day swing traders for the last couple of days with that settlement Monday above the 121.45 speed line, you can take profits at 137.55. And yes, 3 to 5 day swing traders may actually play the short side here, anticipating bearish rotation back to 127.72. 2 to 3 week swing traders could consider playing the short side at 137.55, anticipating bearish rotation back to the beginning of a range at 121.45 that's narrowing daily, converging with this channel bottom that is now, I'm going to guess, around 112 or 113 and climbing, converging into like the 117 region over the next week and a half. So, that's about a 20-point move. If we were to test 137.55, we could fall away back into the mid 110s, perhaps within 2 to 3 weeks. But as I said a moment ago, it would be a settlement over the next week or so above 137.55 that would indicate this high right here, 153 and change, within just another couple, 2-3 weeks of activity. So that is the scenario by which we test this targeted 153.13 much more rapidly than actually anticipated as a 3 to 5 month objective. We are now clearly above the 2/3 speed line at 122.38. That is actually 121.45 on the daily chart. I don't expect to see this area today, but if we did close today, sorry about that. If we did close today, let me get this straightened up here. I need to find my charts. Okay. If we did close today below 127.72, within 1 to 3 days, I would expect a retest of the 121.45 speed line where we could bottom out through next week and round up again. In terms of the scenario, what if we close below 121.45? Well, 115.10 becomes a quick 2 to 3 day target. And yes, we could unwind all the way back to this channel top at 107.45. That is long-term support that we settled above. You can see here a couple of weeks ago. That was part of the buy signal that I mentioned at the very beginning of the video. So this whole downside stuff, I'm just painting a possible scenario. What if? You know, you always have to ask yourself, what if? What if we close below 121.45 over the next few days? If you're long and you're a 2 to 3 week swing trader, you know, time to get out. And you could consider playing the short side of the market then back to 107.45. There will be other things here at the time, you know, as we see where the high is, which high is good, and we begin to fall away. Then we begin to draw our channel structures, our support structures, our speed lines to see what is the support that you can step into on a mid to longer term basis. We're just not there yet. But if we close below 121.45 over the next few days, I see a good May high and likely deterioration back into the lower 100s, 107.45 roughly. But that's not where we're at, of course. We're in a buy signal. We've got a primary buy signal, a long-term one several weeks ago above this area here. And we've got a secondary one that occurred, this week, Monday, above 122.38 on the weekly chart. We are now lickety split, anticipating 137.55 as our next objective. And the way things are playing out now, this could be within the week. 137.55, solid resistance, able to take profits in if you've been long for the last 2 or 3 weeks or for the last 2 or 3 days. Now, if we close above 137.55, get back on the long side for 153 and change, that all-time high from January. But is there anything else to say? I don't think so. I'll just remind you that holding above 127.72 will keep near-term, short-term buying pressures intact. 137.55 in reach, possibly within the week. If we close back below 127.72 today, Wednesday, I see a good high for the week, and then we can pivot south for the next few days to 121.45, where if you go short with a settlement today below 127.72, you're taking profits at 121.45, and you're even reversing and going long as we can rotate out of the low 120s back to this channel top within several weeks, which within several weeks is converging anyway with our overall objective at 153.13. I think I've said it all. I want you to know that on Tuesdays, wickedstocks.com put out 2 stock picks, one in EQT, an energy firm, the other in Wingstop, which is a retail food franchise in the United States, both of which are on the precipice of eliciting buy signals that can elicit a 20% plus returns in the coming weeks. Over the next 3 to 5 weeks, the next 1 to 2 months. You want to check them out, go to wickedstocks.com and take advantage of our 5-day free trial, where you'll also see our daily triple Q and our daily SPY analysis, as well as our weekly Apple stock analysis. So go to wickedstocks.com and check us out. I will be back, of course, tomorrow with Thursday's NVIDIA, and you have a great day.